Hello students, in this video we will be discussing about condensation and its form. Although we have learned a little bit more about condensation in the previous video, okay, in this video we are mainly focusing on its forms. Okay, so we will be discussing each of its forms, okay, in a detail. Okay, we'll see different first we'll see the meaning and definition of condensation, although we have already gone through in the previous video. Okay, this is just a revision. So condensation is a process through which water vapor change into liquid state and becomes tiny droplets of water or ice. So if the water vapor is converting into a liquid state or in the form of tiny ice droplets, this is what we call condensation when it come in contact with any cold surface. Okay, so this process is just opposite to evaporation. Okay, now in evaporation what happens is water turns into vapor form, thus any further cooling of the saturated air start the process of condensation. Now we'll see different forms of condensation one by one, starting with liquid forms of condensation. Okay, so the liquid form of condensation are dew, fog, mist and cloud. These are the liquid form of condensation. Okay, now liquid form of condensation generally take place when the temperature remains greater than 0 degrees Celsius. So any region having a temperature greater than 0 degrees Celsius during the morning, especially during the early morning before the sunrise, okay, then liquid form of condensation can be observed there. Okay, so some of the examples can be dew, fog, mist and cloud are the liquid form of condensation. Okay, and the solid form of condensations are frost, rime and cloud. These are the solid form of condensation, and it happens when the temperature falls below 0 degrees Celsius. So any region experiencing temperature below 0 degrees Celsius during the morning, okay, early morning, so that particular area experience frost, rime and cloud. Okay, now coming to next, condensation based on place of formation. Now further condensation is classified based on its formation or place of formation. They are on the ground, near the ground and at higher elevation. So on the ground, condensations, the form of condensation are dew, frost. Dew and frost are the two form of condensation that is generally developed on the ground. Near the ground, okay, just above the ground, you can say a little bit above the ground, that is mist, fog, rime, and at higher elevation it is cloud. Okay, so this is the image of dew. You can see generally dew is developed in or settle in the grass blade or any kind of vegetation. Okay, so dew is a liquid form of condensation formed on the formed on the ground, on grass blade or any low height vegetation. Okay, now it is mostly seen in early morning, as I already told you, before the sunrise when the temperature near the surface is lowest. Okay, so generally the surface temperature becomes lowest, okay, in the morning due to terrestrial radiation. Okay, whole night terrestrial radiation take places, the heat is released from the surface. Okay, thereby in the early morning the temperature will reduce to the lowest. So by the at particular time period when the kind of overlying layer or layer is warm, it contains, if it contains water vapor, then dew is formed. So dew is generally seen in areas having temperature more than 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, it should not be less than 0 degrees Celsius, it should be above 0 degrees Celsius. Now coming to next, that is for condensation for its conditions for its formation. Now, what are the conditions are ideal for formation of, you know, dews? They are clear sky, the sky should be clear without any cloud, and second one is, you know, calm weather should be there. There should not be any kind of weather disturbances, like there should not be any kind of movement of air or other movement of wind, etc. And lastly, the presence of, you know, sufficient amount of water vapor in the air. So there should be sufficient amount of water vapor in the air, so that that particular water vapor should be can be condensed in the, you know, the cold surface. Now we'll see some of the importance of, you know, dew, how dew are beneficial to mankind. Now you see, dew is very useful for plants, especially the desert plants, okay, the areas that experience very less rainfall. So desert areas have very less humidity in the air. The plant depends on dew for water, okay. So these are some of the importance of, you know, dew. Now coming to next, this is about frost. So frost is a solid form of condensation near the ground. The same weather condition is required for formation of frost as that of dew, except that the temperature is below freezing point. So the condition which were ideal or which were required for the formation of the dew, same condition or the same weather condition is required for the formation of the frost, except the temperature should be below freezing point, should be less than 0 degrees Celsius. Now valleys are ideal location for formation of frost, okay. Now why it is so? Now what happens during the night, cold and heavy air accumulates in such location in the valley regions, due to which warm air is displaced, okay, at the valley bottom, and thus cause inversion of temperature. Hence, you know, the valley bottoms are affected by frost, but the side of the valley remains unaffected, okay. So in the low lying areas, in the valley areas, okay, when temperature, you know, the at the night what happened, the cold air tries to descend towards the valley. When this cold air tries to descend towards the valley, okay, it will try to, you know, it will try to give pressure on the warm air. So this warm air will be, you know, it will reciprocal, in just you can say it will override over the cold air. So thereby the valley bottom becomes very cold, okay, comparative to the valley slopes, okay. So therefore human settlement located at areas at these areas, means along the valley slopes, not on the valley bottom, because the valley bottom is very, you know, kind of very cold due to the inversion of the temperature. Now coming to next, that is impact of frost. What can be the impact of frost on agriculture or maybe on plants, etc. Now frosts are harmful for plants. Protection against frost is a great challenge to the horticulturist in some of the temperate belt of the world. So various heat conversion methods are used to protect the plants, like covering the plants with papers or clothes, okay. So this is you know, are some of the impact of the frost on plants. Not only plants, it also has a severe impact on humans, like there can be a disease like frost bites, etc. Okay, so there are other impacts as well of frost. Now coming to next, you see this is the image of frost, how frost looks like, okay. This also get stuck in the vegetation, in some vegetation, some tiny, you know, kind of ice crystal, okay. Now coming to next, that is rime. Now what is rime? So it is simply you know, just like a frost, but there is some kind of difference in between these two. Rime is formed when supercooled droplets from fog freezes on object such as twigs. Now rime is simply there is a difference between rime and this frost. Frost is simply so a kind of water vapor directly converts into a solid ice crystal is frost. But in case of rime, what happen is here the super cooled water, especially direct say fog, the molecules of fog directly freezes up in the twigs or any kind of vegetation. That is what we call rime. The supercooled droplet freezes on the windward side, forming a feathery appearance. Okay, so how it looks like, you see here, when a tree is fully covered by all this white is this is rime. Now coming to next, that is near the ground. That whatever we discussed, that is on the ground. Now this is near the ground. Now what type of forms of condensation can be seen near the ground? They are mist and fog. Now we'll be discussing together about mist and fog. These are formed near the ground. They are the form of condensation in the condensation in which minute droplets of water remain suspended in the air. Okay, so mist, a kind of fog, is just similar to fog, but here in case of this, these are some minute droplets of water which remain suspended in the air. Okay, so mist and fog both reduce visibilities. Now there is a difference between the fog and mist. That is, if the horizontal visibility is up to 2 km, it is termed as mist. Okay, but in case of fog, like the horizontal visibility is, if it is only up to 1 km, then we consider it as a fog. Okay, so it's just similar, both are similar, but they are differentiated based on the visibilities. Okay, so fog is denser than the mist. Okay, so you can also differentiate in this way. Now based on visibility, types of fogs are moderate fog, thick fog, dense fog, and very dense fog, and killing fogs. These are some of the classification of fogs. Now you can see the images of fog and mist. Okay, mist are quite less visible, more visible, and kind of fogs are more dense. Okay, coming to next, this is smoke. Now smoke is simply so it's a combination of smoke and fog. Okay, especially we see this kind of scenario in the industrial region or in the cities, okay, where the pollution level is very high. Okay, where there are more chimneys, okay, factories, smokes coming out of the factories, smokes coming out of the vehicles. Okay, when it is mixed with the fog, then it creates a a kind of fog, smoke. Since smoke includes pollutants, smoke, etc., people suffering from chest problems such as asthmas, bronchitis, etc., are more affected by smoke. So especially cities like Delhi, Kolkata, and say many other industrial regions, okay, you see a dense fog. Okay, that is not exactly a fog, that is a kind of smoke which is mixed with pollutants and smokes and many other pollutants and dust particles as well. Okay, so visibility is greater reduced due to during dense fog and smoke. It is hazardous for traffics. Now it also blocks the solar radiation in the temperate region, so due to which the surface is not much heated. As a result, a smoke prevails for several days. So this is generally a condition of the temperate region. Smoke in temperate region is more it has more demerits, you can say. It totally blocks the solar radiation, due to which the fog lasts for a longer period of time, along with the pollutants, okay, last for a longer period of time in the temperate region. Okay, now coming to next, that is at higher altitude. Now the form of condensation at higher altitude, that is cloud. Now clouds are a condensation at the upper level. So cloud are composed of tiny droplets of ice crystal. So based on this shape, clouds are of two types. They are cumulus cloud and stratus clouds. There are other more classification of clouds we will be discussing in the next video. Okay, so like we have nimbus cloud, we have cirrus cloud and nimbostratus cloud, and even the clouds are classified based on their altitudes and based on their forms. So we'll be discussing about that in the next video. Okay, thank you.